slow down your network also, right? And it is very difficult to manage the traffic or prioritize the traffic. There are many reasons for that. But when you create a virtual LANs that is dividing bigger thing into smaller, then it becomes easier in terms of security, easier in terms of network congestion, and easier to manage that one. Okay. Any question
Yep.
here? Okay.
No.
So, let me present my screen. Let me know once you are able to see.
Yes.
So VLAN, the name stands for Virtual Local Area Network. Okay. So logical grouping of network devices. Then, so now in the first or second class, I think we studied. So a switch, the how many broadcast domains will be there in a switch?
One.
One, right? So what VLAN will do, it divides the broadcast domain into smaller broadcast domain.
Right.
So what will happen is when you have a larger broadcast domain, the performance will decrease, right? Because everybody tries to broadcast the devices, then there could be a degradation of your network performance. But when you create a smaller broadcast domain, which is one domain is isolated from other, then your network performance will increase. Am I
Hmm. Yep.
So we'll add divide the switch, which is one broadcast domain into different LAN segments. It could be two, or it could be four, or it could be say it is the number can be depend upon the size of your LAN. So now you can consider that, for example, this is one big VLAN. Now you are dividing into three subnets, three VLANs. So then you can consider this as subnet one, subnet two, and subnet three, because this is separate network, right?
Yeah.
This
Hmm.
is separate network and this is separate. So it each VLAN you can consider as a separate subnet. Subnet is nothing but one network, smaller network. So once we have two subnets, we know that this is in subnet one, this is in different subnets. The users in this subnet can talk to each other. The users in second subnet can talk to each other, but both of them cannot talk to each other.
Each other. Yeah.
So if they wanted to talk to each other, the two VLANs we need to talk to each other. We need a router layer 3 device, because this is layer 2 and this is also layer 2. Layer 2 device cannot communicate with each other. If you want to talk to each other, they need a router.
Router.
For example, you have one LAN, you have different LAN. When the two LANs want to communicate with each other, you need a router. So that holds good for the VLANs as well. By default, in every switch, there are five VLANs that we have seen, right? In the like last class, we have seen one is a default VLAN where all your network ports will be there, and you have some like FDDI, token ring, and those are five VLANs which are there in every VLAN. So VLAN one is the default VLAN for every, and all the ports will be in default VLAN by default. The standard VLAN range is 1000 to 1005. Extended is from 1006 to 1094. Okay. So extended VLANs can be stored by where will you using the extended VLANs? If you recall our last class, it will be used by service provider network.
Yeah. ISPs. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is storing in the running configuration. Okay. Uh, Now with this, let's move on to. Oh, this is also not required. Okay. So what is the advantages of VLAN? Now we just discussed. So this is reduce the size of the broadcast domain. For example, this is one VLAN. This is the size of broadcast domain, right? So every device,
Mhm.
it will be forwarded broadcasted to all other devices. That is the function of the switch, right? So when too much
Yeah.
of broadcast is there, then it will increase the performance, right? Network performance, right? It will consume
Hmm.
the bandwidth and it will reduce the performance. VLAN, what it will do, it divides the one single broadcast domain into multiple VLANs. Now you see, this is one broadcast domain. This is smaller than the original one, right? So thereby it will reduce the broadcast traffic. Whatever the broadcast traffic will come, one, two, three. These are three VLANs. So any traffic coming to VLAN one, which is only confirmed to this VLAN, right? The very traffic coming to VLAN 2, it will be only to this broadcast domain, this broadcast domain, this broadcast domain. So it will one that the VLANs will drastically improve the network performance. Without VLAN, everything is a single broadcast domain. So that's like there will be definitely a congestion will be there. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
Or any question on that?
No.
Okay. Thank you. So flooding of packets like switchboard willing to VLAN one. Now we have two VLANs. Whenever a packet comes, the switch will forward only to that VLAN. It will not forward to the other VLANs. And not only that, it will also prevent listening or receiving the packets from other VLANs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so this is one big broadcast domain, right? This is one guy, and this is one guy. On I'm just saying this is K1, and this is 100. So any packet is coming, everybody will be listening to this. This is by default VLAN one, right?
Yeah.
So everybody will be listening, and even if VLAN 66 user from 66 is sending a packet, it will be listened by one and two. Everybody will be seeing his packet, right? But
Mm-hmm.
with the
Mm-hmm.
VLAN, what will happen is you are dividing. Let us assume you are dividing by three VLANs. One, two, three. When this guy sends a packet, it will only be confirmed to its own VLAN. It will not be transferred to second VLAN, right? That is the first point. Second point is
Mm-hmm.
it will not, this VLAN will not listen any packets which are coming from VLAN 2 or VLAN 3.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what.
the other way around as well, isn't it?
Same, other way around. Improve network performance because the traffic will be limited to one VLAN and congestion will be avoided. It will be better congestion. Unnecessary traffic because it will conform to its own traffic and boost the performance. So cost saving means like it can use the links. So bandwidth allows additional layer of security because, for example, VLAN, there are two VLANs which is created, marketing and sales. Marketing team has its own security like its files, servers, and other things. Sales team will have different files and servers. So marketing team will not have access to sales team resources at the same way. Sales team will not have the resources to access to the resources of marketing, thereby improving the security. So you can create
One
like
fundamental question here, Kumar.
yes,
We're saying that VLANs VLANs would divide switch into different LAN segments. Is this any particular physical hardware that we try to insert, or is it kind of a program or anything that would divide it
it's a logical thing.
virtually?
Logical thing. See, for example, I'll put it in one more way. You have a hard disk.
Yeah.
When you purchase your laptop, it will have a hard disk, right? What is a hard disk?
Yes.
1 TB, 2 TB, correct?
That's a physical device. Yeah. I mean,
Physical
physical
device, right?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So VLAN is like a switch is like switch is having a physical device, right? All will be
Hmm.
in one VLAN, right? By default. You agree with that?
Yes.
Now let's go back to our laptop or computer. What you're doing based on your requirement, you are dividing your hard disk into number of logical portions.
Partitions. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So in partition C, you predominantly store your operating system, D, E,
Yeah.
F, and all as per the use. But what is the underlying architecture? It is one physical drive only, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly same
Got
here.
it. Got it. Got it.
So security. So using VLAN, it will reduce internal and external threats. The user ca- who is belonging to marketing VLAN only can access the marketing VLAN resources. So it will also protect attack from the outsiders because of different VLANs. Make device management easier because you can implement logical grouping like marketing, sales, different groups you can logically do based on the functions. That is one easier fault because whenever there is, for example, you have three departments like or I'll tell section A, section B, section C, and section D. These are the different VLANs you are having in your organization. And if somebody is calling and telling that they have some network problem or network slowness, then you know that from where or which VLAN that user is calling you or making a call or having an issue, then you can
Mm.
pinpoint exactly to that location where the problem is existing.
Yeah.
So that is one easier fault management. Okay. So now let's see what are the types of VLAN. Okay. Now I think you got a fundamental or uh, more than that and what is a VLAN. So let's look at what are
Mm.
the different types of a VLAN. By default, we have a default VLAN, that is VLAN 1, right?
Yeah.
You cannot change or you cannot delete the default VLAN. Is it right? We have seen that last class. VLAN 1, we cannot delete that one or we cannot
Delete. Yeah.
rename that one. Yeah. Data VLAN. So data VLAN is the user VLAN, like wherever our systems connect to our corporate network or the printers or servers. So those all belong to the data VLAN. Okay. Next, voice VLAN. Now, if you have IP phones or video conferencing devices, if you are using a network, they use a separate VLAN called voice VLAN. Okay, so we see that one. What is a voice VLAN and management VLAN? As the name suggests, we wanted to access the device remotely. Like you will be logging into the device remotely, right? So for that
Mm-hmm.
one, to have the management traffic, you create a management VLAN. Okay, we'll see in detail what is this and all, what is management and all those things. Then native VLAN. So these are the types of VLANs: default VLAN, data VLAN, voice VLAN, management VLAN, and native VLAN. Let's look in detail what are these things, right? Okay. Now, what is this figure? Now I'm saying this is a one switch, switch in the third floor, switch in the second floor, and switch in the first floor. So in third floor, you have engineering VLAN. This PC belong to engineering VLAN. This is marketing, then accounting. So all are connecting to the same switch, right? So
Yeah.
when you create a VLAN, so all will be logically connected. Otherwise, you need a three switches to connect to three these VLANs, right?
Mm.
So here also same thing. Then all the traffic which is coming from the switches will be connected to an uplink, and from there it will be connected to your router.
Mm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So default VLAN by default on switch code a switch, the default VLAN is VLAN 1.
VLAN one.
VLAN 1 is a default VLAN. So when switch initial bit of all the ports, when you are not done any configuration, all the ports will be in default VLAN. Correct? We have seen that,
Yeah.
right? Next. So makes them all the part of C. VLAN 1 means all the ports will be in same broadcast domain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what will happen? Any network devices connected to any of the switch port can communicate with other ports, right? Like now, for example, this is a switch. All are connected to VLAN 1, and this switch PC3 can communicate to PC1, PC2, PC3, and so on. Okay. VLAN 1 all the features of other VLAN, but you cannot rename it. Now, is it clear about uh, what is that default VLAN?
Yes.
Yes,
Now let's
please.
look. Okay, thank you. So data VLAN, I said data VLAN is the VLAN where user or users are connected. User can be a system or a laptop or a server or anything or even network device. They all connected to the data VLAN. User VLAN, the link connected to your computer is used for generating data. Okay. So is this clear about the user VLAN? Sorry, data VLAN.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just to check my understanding. In other words, we can say data VLAN is for regular users, right?
yeah, that's a user VLAN. User in the sense it's not just particular a person. It can
Mm.
be a system or it can be a desktop or it can be a laptop or it can be a printer, or it can be any server, whether it is a web server, app server, database server, any server, or even it can be a your network other devices like firewall, load balancer, anything which is connected apart from default and voice is a data VLAN.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And 95% of the time we work with data VLAN only, unless and until you have a voice infrastructure. Otherwise, we work with a data VLAN. See here, VLAN 10 is different, VLAN 11 is different, VLAN 12, 13, 14, 15. Every VLAN has its own function, which is different from other VLAN.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what is the point of just giving the numbers like that, right? So
Yeah.
every like organization, you have different departments. Like every VLAN will be independent from other VLAN.
Mm-hmm.
Now, voice VLAN. See, uh, I'm not seeing this nowadays. Voice VLAN, like voice VLANs will carry your data as well as the what is voice traffic.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens here is you in the figure, like now I'm not seeing this in the regular. This is a switch, right? This is a switch, right? This is a symbol of a switch.
Yes.
Here you can see your PC will be connected to the switch and your even IP phone will be connected to the switch. So this port, which is connected to the other switch, it will carry both data and voice VLAN.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we'll see that one. Voice VLAN is supported only in access port. Access ports means user ports. So voice VLAN is also called as the auxiliary VLAN.
Yeah.
Voice VLAN is disabled. So you need to enable that one. That means it is not by default it is on. You have to make it on. IP phones use same cable to connect your switch. The systems will be in a data VLAN. This will be in data VLAN. IP phone will mean voice VLAN. Now this is how one switch port you have both voice and data. The switch will carry both voice and data in the same link. Now I'll show next diagram. It will be more clear for you. On this. Okay, it's not there. Let me Google it. Hmm. So this is our normal IP phone. You have seen this IP phone, right? Have you seen your IP phone in your organization? So
Yes.
this is an IP phone.
Mm.
So you use the airports or some banks, they'll be using this IP phone. This is the this is the front of your IP phone. You must have seen, right? This is an IP phone. Right, Naresh? This is a Cisco
Yeah.
IP. Okay. So now you can here on the left hand side, you can see here one more figure. This is one IP phone. There are two cables are connected to two ports, right? Can see here one and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
so this one will be connected to your switch and this one will be connected to your PC.
So does it need those two cables to function normally?
No. It's see for your PC to operate. This cable cable will go to PC, okay, and the other end will be connected to the network. So your PC will come here and it will transfer the data to the network.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, I'll show one more time here. Here you can see, uh, maybe I'll show you the figures. See here, this this is a laptop. Sorry, this is IP phone. One connection to your network, and one will be connected to your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how in real time also. See in the back of the IP phone you have a panels. So one any of the port it will be named. You can connect your laptop, and one it will be connected to the network. You have even headsets also to connect. So each model has different, so you can use. So basically what I'm trying to say is this is your PC, okay, and this is your network port, switch port, okay, second, and what I'm thinking, this is your IP phone. So one cable will be connected to here, and another cable will be connected to your network. This could be any port of the switch port. Clear? So this will
Hmm.
voice and data. That's what I was trying to say.
So the connection which comes from the phone to the PC would be the network port, isn't it?
Normal or UTP cable.
Yeah, but then if you are working on let's say you're on a laptop and still use the phone,
Yeah,
the
you can
connection will
connect.
only come to the phone, but your device, the laptop, would be connected to your Wi-Fi.
Yes.
You don't need a connection from the
So
phone
if you
to.
want, you can connect to Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is different. If you want to connect to LAN, that connection has to go through IP phone. See, there are two ways.
Mm.
You can connect your LAN, you can have Wi-Fi. Whichever is
Yeah.
having signal strength, that it will take. Have you
Mm.
seen that? Like sometimes you connect LAN cable, you'll be your Wi. When you are connecting to your LAN cable, you will not switch off the Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But okay, now here when you have both connections, like you have LAN connection is active, Wi-Fi connection is active. So which one will be active? The one,
LAN will take preaching. I mean, because of the rules.
okay,
As per the
rule
rule, it will take. Yeah.
rule based
Highest
on
strength.
the yes, exactly. Whichever is having highest data transfer strength, that will be taken. Okay. So now Cisco phone. I was just thinking, where was that? Okay, that is the one. Okay, VLAN, voice VLAN. So this is the configuration on the right hand side. So we have one lab also. I think we'll try when we are talking about that one.
Did you actually send this PPT
No, no, this is new
last?
one. This is new one, today's one.
This is new. Okay,
Whatever
okay.
I have done so far, I have sent it, but this one I'll send it to you.
This is the sixth one, or is it fifth? I
Uh,
mean,
Sixth,
seventh one.
sixth.
Sixth. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah. So management VLAN, management VLAN, I said, like for example, lot of we log into the device. See, most of the time, network people do not log into the device locally. There are two ways to log into the device. One is through console cable. One is to log in remotely through the network or through remotely. So how the people are logging in using the management IP. There will be one IP given to each switch or each network device, and using that IP, you will be logging to that one. Is that is are you aware of this?
Yeah.
Okay. So why are we separating management VLAN? Why do we need to have a separate VLAN for the management?
To do regular maintenance and troubleshoot if without having to uh, you know disturb the network.
Yes, exactly. See, the problem is if you put management VLAN in the data VLAN, then what will happen is your management traffic will mix up with the data traffic, and if there is a too much of congestion or too much of broadcast, if something happening is a data plane and you are trying to log into the device, maybe because of the performance issue you'll be knocked out, right?
Yeah.
So that is the reason you keep always your management VLAN separate from the data VLAN, so that only the management traffic will be allowed in that VLAN. No user traffic will be there. So anytime anybody can access. Generally, we use VLAN 1 as the management VLAN, but native VLAN. But a general practice is that we create a separate VLAN for our management traffic. Not only that, like there are protocols like Telnet is the one you log in. SNMP is where you monitor your device, and syslog is collecting the logs
System
from the.
logs.
So this all uses the management VLAN. Now I'll just put this one. This is your VLAN, and user VLAN and manage VLAN, everything is there. Then it will be completely utilized, right? The VLAN which is there completely utilized. And if somebody is trying to access, because it is completely utilized, it can deny your connection or it can slow down. But rather than that, what you do is you create this space for the data VLAN and only this space for the management. Means trying to telnet or for this SNMP and syslog. So anytime you can just log in, even if it is this VLAN is completely utilized. Correct? Got it?
Yeah.
So that is a function of the management VLAN. Night some like I've seen most of the time people VLAN one they use as the management VLAN. You can use it, no harm in that. But there are every organization or everybody will have the best practices, right? So the best practice as per the Cisco is to keep VLAN one different from VLAN one is different and
Management.
management is one different.
Yeah.
Yes. But I have seen many where many network setups VLAN one only they have configured as the thing. But when you're working, so one thing is you have always have to do not as per what is there in the book, as per the best practices.
Yeah.
Okay. Provide separate because data and VLAN separate thing. Bandwidth management is available for even when there is user traffic is high. Okay. So you have to configure IP address for management VLAN because that is where you will try to log into the device. So how you log into the device remotely is here you can see this is the putty. Okay.
Hmm.
Here you give the IP. Okay. Then you just
Yeah.
open, it will open that one. That's how all remote engineers work. This is how the